From the Green Room Studios at Bates Nursery in Nashville, Tennessee, it's Gardening Inside Out, a podcast with highlights from our Saturday morning live show, answering all your gardening questions, giving you plant advice for any space in your life. Let's start the show.
Hey everyone, it's Caroline Gant.
Hey everyone, it's Austin Lowen.
And it's Tyler Blankenship. How you doing?
Doing good.
Doing great.
Hey y'all, it's the week of flowering trees.
Oh my gosh, everything, like every single day, something else has like popped and is just like fully opened.
It is like top 5 favorite times of the year.
The awakening
Top
is upon
5?
us.
I feel like this is your favorite time.
Well,
what would beat this
there's
for
some
you?
other things. I mean, first flush of roses.
Oh, yeah.
That's up there.
Okay.
First time I set my petunias out.
Oh, them tunias. Yeah.
Those got to go out. But the flowering wheat tree, this is great. So we're in Middle Tennessee in Nashville. And really what's popping off for the most part is big time pears, peaches, apples.
Forsythia.
Forsythia, you're right. Cherries haven't really started yet.
Red buds are starting.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the week of the red bud.
My
Next
red
week
buds
will
at my
be-
house are just there. They're colorful, but they haven't fully like boom exploded and opened.
That's what's funny about red buds. It's like the buds are even showy even before they open, and you're like happy with it. And then they decide to all open, and you're like, whoa, okay, now I'm really happy with it.
And then they make tasty little treats, and then you get to be even more happy.
What kind of tasty treats?
The little flowers.
You eat the red bud flowers?
Yeah.
Is it good?
Yeah.
Or is it just like, oh, yeah?
No, they actually are good. Tyler, have you had red bud flowers before?
No.
Yeah.
You can fry them up, though, from what I've heard.
They're sweet, and they have kind of like a jelly-like taste in a way. I don't know how to describe it.
Jelly-like taste or jelly-like...
Taste.
Not
I don't know.
What do you mean?
No,
a
not the
fruit
consistency.
taste? Flower taste? Tart?
No, it's not tart. Sweet. It's very subtle.
Do you eat them when the flowers are
Hey,
open
maybe
or when they're
next.
in bud?
I eat them when they're open, right when they open. I mean, I don't eat them all the time, but
It just sucks. It sucks because, like, how do you sacrifice the beauty of the plant to...
well, I mean, you think about
Taste
red
the
bud
blooms.
blooms. Like you could take 20 off of one branch. You would step back and not even be able to notice.
That's a good point.
I mean, we don't want to take all the buds because they're great for our pollinator friends. You know, go snack on a couple. I think next week we all try red bud blooms on the show, so you guys can listen to us try them.
Okay. I'm
It
down.
would be
Live.
crazy to take some blooms and put them with a little bit of sugar in
Oh
the
my
fridge and
gosh.
make a simple syrup from that. I bet.
Or use them to decorate the top of a cupcake. Oh, that'd be so cute.
That's great.
We're
Those are
taking this
great
into
ideas.
a culinary show.
We a lot of times do.
We really do. We like to combine plants and food.
I mean,
food.
we eat plants.
You do love food. We eat food. We eat plants. We eat everything.
Well, almost be, I guess, well, if everything goes well and we don't have like a, horrible late frost freeze, then we might be eating fruit come summertime with our peaches and pears and plums, all that good stuff. Here in the mid-state, if you don't know, our stuff can be in full bloom and then we get a stupid late freeze and then that wrecks our crop for the year.
It's
this
sad.
happens a lot, mainly with peaches, it seems like.
Yeah, this time of year I do get nervous as stuff starts to bloom, and I'm like, "Is it time yet? We might get another freeze."
Yeah, and the biggest culprit of that is more ornamental, not fruiting at all, but our deciduous magnolias. You have one in your yard,
Yeah.
Caroline.
I do. Mine didn't get hit. We had a little bit of frost at my house the other morning. I guess Sunday morning, maybe Monday morning, and I got a little worried that my jade magnolia got hit. It didn't at all.
Yeah.
I didn't see any browning on the blooms.
They are showstoppers this year, by the way.
They really are. They are full, gorgeous.
I love flowering trees so much.
I know you do.
Yeah, it's such a welcome sign.
It really is.
Yeah.
Next-
Open arms. It's just saying spring is right here.
And as long as we got a nice little stretch of good weather, we can get the bees buzzing on the fruit blooms. There should be a decent amount of fruit set. For as far as peaches go, historically in the past few years in Tennessee, I've had a lot of good luck with fruit set. Even losing some, but still, it's kind of like a natural culling that is actually better and gets you bigger fruit.
Oh, definitely. It's a blessing whenever some of the fruit just falls off. I mean, it's better than... Because you feel bad in the season. It's like we always tell people to thin the fruit a little bit, and people like really don't want to do that, obviously. They're like, I got all these fruit. I'm going to keep it going. I want as many as I can get, and I get it. But your tree can't handle as many as it can produce. Peaches are real bad about splitting when they start getting heavy. So, yeah, a natural little thin is kind of nice sometimes.
We have that peach video of Tyler's, right? Where you went and you pruned up his peach tree and you talked about it, and like it was Remember, it was like leaning all the way over, and you braced it with a 2x4.
Yes.
Yeah, that happened.
A branch ended up splitting anyway.
I know.
A couple years later. It was pretty gnarly.
And then you removed it, right? You don't have it anymore.
Tree's gone.
Tree is out of here.
It probably eventually led to its untimely demise. There was so much wound in tree. And then also a very late pruning to try and keep it in check. Probably did it in. Yeah.
Poor little buddy.
Well, the Alberta was fine, but it was the other one, the combo tree that I had that was all kinds of plum, peach, nectarine.
Those trees are crazy to me.
They are crazy. It eventually caught some kind of fungus or something, that bacteria maybe. It was rough, but that's okay.
That is okay.
Takes
Some
room
stuff
for
just
more.
expires like us. Yeah.
Exactly. We try new stuff. Speaking of trying new stuff, today is my daughter's birthday. She's 9 years old.
Happy
Ivy Jo,
birthday.
happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Ivy.
And she is finally getting a pear tree today.
Oh.
What kind?
I don't know yet. I got to go shop our tree lot. I noticed the pear's in full bloom right now, so that's always cute to bring home, a plant that's in flower, not just leaves or sticks. So that's cool. But I'll probably get an oriental pear of some kind. We sell multiple varieties, so I don't know. I haven't shopped it back there yet, but
I love that she wanted a pear tree.
I know. I think it's hilarious. Well, I told you yesterday she originally said she wanted a banana tree. And I said, well, look, Ivy, that's fine. I'll get you a banana tree, but it's not going to produce any bananas here in Middle Tennessee. It just doesn't happen unless we build a big old heated greenhouse,
Yeah.
She's like, oh, well, I don't want a banana tree if it doesn't make bananas. I'm like, okay. Well,
Very rational.
the pear was next on the list. And I'm like, we can get you a pear.
Great choice, Ivy. I like my pear tree. There was one on my property. It's huge, but the blooms are cute. I get some pears off of it.
I think we talked about it on the show a little bit, how you can have a gnarly, old, horrible-looking pear tree that looks like nothing, and then it still spits blooms. Like those old ones right now are still spitting blooms. I mean, the tree looks like it's dead.
That's my pear tree. It's just really tall. It just keeps going up. It doesn't branch out too much. I mean, it does a little bit, but it's more tall than, out and sprawly. But it blooms and it looks gorgeous, and I get pears on it every year. I don't do anything to it, though.
Yeah, and that's kind of the MO with all pear trees, really, is their growth is so vertical. Like, that's just how they want to grow. So whenever they're young, if you can kind of get your tree on a good start, with pruning techniques to get really wide angles rather than really acute upright angles. I mean, you certainly want to try to keep a main central leader if you can, but it's going to try to send like 12 central leaders if it can.
Oh, mine has a lot. Yeah.
So you kind of have to get those in check from the interior of the plant and then keep those wide angled branches, and you'll have much better fruit set later and less splitting, because splitting certainly happens with pear trees a fair amount.
I can't remember if I've discussed this with my mulberry tree or not, but I totally missed pruning it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you did, because you
training it.
I think you talked about it last week, because we talked about how it needs like multiple stems.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yep. And I missed it. It's still growing. It looks great. I'm not really going to change it too much, but I might prune it to keep it from getting like 30 feet tall.
Yeah.
It's in a very small space, So I want to keep it kind of reachable.
I'm excited about the one I planted.
Yeah.
It's got 3 stems kind of coming out of the base, so I guess I'll leave those.
Yeah, that'd be
And
fine.
then, see what happens.
Yeah.
We're kind of getting to the year. You spoke about pruning a little bit. It's probably getting close to about the time we're almost done pruning kind of for the season. Things are really starting to wake up, not just flowers, but also leaves. So
You did some pruning on Monday, didn't you?
yeah, I did.
What'd you prune? What'd you do?
I pruned a Shasta viburnum. I made it tree form. Went nuts on that one.
I saw the picture.
I made it look like a funky little thing.
It's clean.
Very clean, yep. And then I also did a panicle hydrangea, my quick fire, on a tree form, which I love. That was a great, heady, canopied little plant. I've been working on it every single year. I prune it once a year. It's all you got to do. And I shortened it pretty dramatically, but all sticks are very uniform and clean. Mm-hmm. Very proud of that one.
Yeah. I love pruning hydrangeas. Mm-hmm. When I did mine, like looking at it before and you're like, you look a mess. And then after you step back, after you prune it, it's just like such a good feeling.
To me, that's anything you prune for the most part. It's just like,
I don't know why though, with hydrangeas for me, like my limelight, that one is my favorite.
Yeah. Well, the sticks, I guess, you can get them real uniform.
You get them back in check. I guess too with limelight, because I still do kind of worry when I'm pruning plants. Like I pruned my Japanese maple and I was just like, I don't want to mess anything up. Like it was a little stressful. It was fun and I enjoyed it, but I was also like, okay. But with my limelights, I just cut them.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, just go wherever, and then I always like how they look.
Yeah, it's best not to think about limelight. Just get it down.
Just get it down.
Oh, hey, speaking of getting something down, y'all, guess what's happening?
What?
My north wind switchgrass. It's popping. It's peeking. It's poking.
Oh, mine's not
popping,
yet.
Popping, peeking, poking.
Maybe it is. I need to check.
Yeah, you
How
got to get
tall
down
is
there.
it?
Oh, tiny. I had to move I got, pea gravel as my mulch, and I had to move the rock away to see.
Did you get on all fours?
Yeah.
Get in there. Yeah.
I got on my stomach.
I see a blade.
Yeah. I got a magnifying
You belly
glass.
crawled over and you were like, gotta find that.
I peeled the rocks back, and I saw little peakies.
So did you go ahead and cut it back?
I'm about to. I'm going to get the kids to do it, I think. I think it's going to be fun. I'm going to shoot them on video somehow to see their
that's gonna
chopping
be cute.
techniques. I know.
They each get one. You don't give them any guidance. Just see what they do.
Yeah, pretty much. It's like, hey, y'all, grass need to be cut. Go on. Let me see how you do it.
Oh, I can't wait.
Make them narrate.
You got 3 little bits to do it.
I know.
So,
And I got 5 grasses, so
you'll have 2 left that you can do.
I'll do
That's what
those.
you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do them after.
Or whoever wins out of the 3 gets to do the other 2.
Maybe that.
No,
Make it a
don't make it a competition.
a sisters competition.
Sibling rivalry.
But anyway, it's very exciting because Northwind switchgrass is the finest grass on the planet.
It really
and
is.
it's poking, and that always makes me so happy. Coming back from the ground, bigger and better. Oh, they're so good.
I have so much Northwind switchgrass. I just have so many grasses at this point.
I know you do like your grasses.
I love them. I love them. They're so easy. Other than cutting them back once a year, you don't got to do anything.
I know. Grasses should be used more in landscapes. I'm telling you. It's really nice. Tyler, speaking of landscapes, you bought a whole flat of creeping thyme the other day, didn't you?
Yep.
Which one was it? Mother
of Time.
The mother of time.
There's a reason why I chose it, and I've seen anecdotally from people online and in person that it is one of the better performing creeping thyme varieties.
Nice.
At screening out weeds, so 4 to 6 inches of, at least, of growth, dense mat, kind of bigger. I've noticed some of the other creeping thyme has smaller leaves.
Tiny.
Yeah, it looks more spindly in the stems, and I like that, but I kind of feel like where I'm putting this, it's going to need more.
Yeah.
There were some old vines that are still kind of popping up here and there that were in that bed, and a lot of native weeds and nasty stuff. So I'm looking forward to it. I have pine straw down right now, and my switchgrass, which is totem pole, has not, as of a couple days ago, not sprouted. But I want to remove that and then plant the creeping thyme.
Nice. I saw that.
That's look good.
That was a good looking flat of creeping thyme you got the other day. And yeah, I do like those bigger leaves because I got creeping thyme at the house too, and I got the one that's just those tiny leaves. And I was telling y'all, I don't think mine even had a cultivar name attached to it. It literally just said creeping thyme on the tag.
Yeah.
I just got 5, in our herbs section, and I planted them. But it's been great for me. I mean, I'm a fan of creeping thyme as a ground cover, and honestly, you can step on it a little bit, and it really doesn't bother. That's one big question a lot of people have is a ground cover that you can step on without really damaging it. And creeping thyme seems to be that plant. I'm not saying, put on your cleats and go, run some routes over top of it. But, just stepping on it lightly with light feet, it's okay.
If you fall off your sidewalk a little bit and step on it, it's not going to kill it, is what you're saying.
That's what I'm saying.
I love it. I need more of it. I've got just a little bit. I got the elfin. So we're talking about the smaller leaf variety. Man. That's what I got.
The smallest.
I love it. It's very dense, very compact. And it bloomed last year.
Oh, yeah.
Looks a little sparse right now because it's coming out of winter, but it'll flush back out and look really good. Hey, while we're talking about 4-inch herbs and flowering things,
do you have something
I have
to say?
a correction for myself and an apology to Austin. I mean, I don't really need to apologize. So while you're listening to this week's Saturday broadcast, which we will get into shortly, we do start talking about how you can get the biggest bang for your buck getting our 4-inch perennials here. And that also includes our 4-inch veggies, herbs, what have you, the mother of time that we were talking about. And Austin said they were $3.79. I corrected him because I was like, that can't be right. That's so cheap. And I said they were $4.79. Austin was in fact correct. They are under $4. So get out here and get all this.
That's what I saw too, but
so
I wasn't going to
cheap.
jump in on that.
You should have corrected me because I was just like, no, I don't know if that's right. Yeah, well, he looks mad at me again. I just opened that wound.
It's fine.
Even though I apologized.
No, it's great. Thank you. Thank you for that. Yes. Because
But
I
it's
just, because like you said, best bang for your buck by far is the 4-inch perennials, and they're less than $4.
They're less than $4. And I will say a lot of times when we get them in, especially earlier in the season, they come in just filling those little 4-inch pots. Like you hear us talk about them. If you haven't seen them, you're like, 4-inch pot, that plant's got to be tiny. But then you go over to a 1-gallon size that's going to be way more expensive. And the plant itself sometimes is actually the same size as the plant in that little 4-inch pot.
It happens all the time.
But 4 times the price.
It happens all the time.
And I feel like people forget. They see all the stuff that's flowering in the big pots and they're like, oh, this is what I need. But y'all keep walking if you come to Bates Nursery because they're on a little shelf behind all of those.
Yeah.
That's
and I
where
think
you want to be.
the biggest, probably top 3 biggest things you have to be as a gardener, or something you have to think about, or what you need to do is to be patient. Okay, like just because you buy a full plant at a garden center that's got blooms and everything's great, that first season, y'all, especially on a perennial, those blooms are gonna go away. Like typically after you transplant, within a week or 2,
they're gone. Like
that's how quick it's gonna go, and then you got to be patient until all the way next year until they bloom again. Okay, so it's like, I'd rather buy them green and let them, grow in my yard and then flower at the proper time of year. And then I don't have to wait for a whole nother season. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So it's like,
I know exactly what you're saying.
Don't be scared to just buy green. Like, don't just buy things because they're in bloom.
You should, yeah. Like you said, you should be buying green. I mean, that's what I try to do. So then once I plant them, exactly like what you said, then you have your blooms.
It's so easy to fall for it, though.
Oh, it is. You're right.
So, sometimes you just want that beauty fix,
You do,
and
but a lot of times we'll have stuff that's in bloom and then we'll have the same one from a different grower that is not that far along yet. So
get them both.
Just buy the whole row of them.
Well,
but what I'll do is
them
I'll
all.
see those flowers that are blooming and then I'll usually look to see if we have another type of another of the same plant just from a different grower that's not that far along yet. So I can see what those blooms look like. I see that eye candy that's out there on the lot, but then when I take it home, then hopefully within a couple weeks or a month, that is then what mine's going to look like.
Exactly. And I think you're totally right, Tyler, that people want that insta beauty, and like that is for sure. But it depends on the plants we're talking about. With, say, annuals, hanging baskets, whatever it may be, when it's really, flowering annuals, for sure. Like, I want that color now. I mean, they flower.
You can keep cutting back and they'll bloom
and they
pretty
keep
much
blooming.
all summer.
Yeah, that's what's great about annuals. But when it comes to perennials, that's like a long-term investment, if you will. So, yeah, we don't have to go for those totally flowery ones.
I had literally, as an example of what I said, I had literally helped a guest just an hour ago find, and I think she probably talked to you too, Austin, find something for a very large container that had growth now, but it had to be specifically like woolly or fluffy or spready. Like she didn't want a tree, and she had topiaries the previous year. She was like, no go on that. Wanted something native. Nothing native is up right now.
I know.
And so we settled on these really bushy, fluffy thread branch cypresses that we had, but it worked, and it was just because they needed it right now.
Yeah.
So if that's if that's something you need, well, there's that for you.
Oh, a massive part of the garden center industry is, I got a party this weekend. I need these pots looking pretty.
I need this now.
And honestly, y'all, the best way to say, you got a wedding, you got a party, you need it looking pretty, come to the garden center like 2 days before your event.
Yeah.
Yes.
And like, that's the way to do it. Instead of being like, I want to buy a month ahead of time and then like, hopefully they're in bloom at that point. Like, no, don't take all the guesswork out of it. Come to the garden center the day before and make sure it's in bloom.
Time of year helps too, obviously. But, like, it's a little bit scary and a little bit exciting, but you usually end up having some kind of reward come out of it.
Yeah, definitely.
And we're about to be rewarded soon with tropicals and crazy amounts of annuals and such. We're not quite there yet, and we've got a lot of people coming in asking about it. We're riding that wave with you.
Yes, we are. But they will be here so soon. We will have that huge truck of Mandevilla,
Dipladenia,
Gardenia. Yeah.
All that good stuff.
It will be here before you know it.
Oh, yeah.
I am so ready.
I'm already making acquisitions. Like that tray of creeping thyme was one. I got an arborvitae, which is a relatively new one. Proven winners, Sting.
Yes.
1.5 feet wide max, and like 20 feet tall. I don't know what it's going to look like. Maybe it's going to be a spindle. Maybe it'll get fatter than that. I'm going to leave it nice and fluffy. I love the size of it. It's going in my front yard.
Okay.
Nice. Yeah, we've got spring fever. I got a contorted filbert on Sunday. Maybe it was Saturday.
Yeah.
Yeah, me and Joyce
You
both.
and a lot of people did.
Well, we started with four or five that day, and then I think we have one left. So it was our feature plan on the show, which you will not hear about. So if you want to see what we do bring in the studio during the live video broadcast, you can watch that, see what we have. We feature plants every week. We take you on a little tour of those plants. We talk about them a little bit. But let's go ahead and get into it, shall we?
Let's
do it.
Do it. We were all here, so you will hear the three of us as well as Josh Carey and David Bates.
Well, speaking of the airwaves,
Yes.
Fortunate to have an entire cast. And by the way, thanks to Tyler for sitting in for me last week and Rachel for sitting in for him. And who we have sitting in for themselves this week, that's Caroline Gant. and Austin Lowen. Welcome, guys. Great to see you today.
Hello.
Good morning.
It's good to be here.
Great to be here.
Good to not be flooded in. I really thought this morning I was going to wake up to a mess outside, but
there was like no rain for us yet.
It was super calm this morning. It was nice to sit out there, so I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, you made it in.
You know, we all know that the fuse has been lit to spring. Things have decidedly taken off, and it's time because it's been things have been a little sluggish getting going. So we're really thrilled about that. We're really glad to see the amount of folks that there are who are enthused about getting into their gardens and digging in the dirt and having the level of success that it's reasonable to expect when you do all the right things and you buy the best stuff and you get to have the level of expertise that we try to make available here at Bates Nursery and Gardening Inside Out. So thanks everyone for being here. Austin and Caroline, thank you both for being here. And so what you got on your mind this morning?
I think you just nailed it, really. This past week with the last week's daylight savings time changed everything. Everybody is ready. Yeah. So this week here at the nursery, there's been a buzz. You can just feel it.
You can feel it. Yesterday was wild.
Yesterday was very busy. It was sunny. It was nice. There was 1,000 people out here, and it was
great.
Fun. I was talking gardening all day. I was in my happy place yesterday. It was really nice to be able to talk to all y'all about that. Another thing that's really hit is the allergies. I don't know about y'all, but my throat is killing me this morning.
We can only hope for straight line winds and a Bradford pear eradication this week.
Blows them all down.
The great white plague has struck.
It
truly has.
It's kind of hilarious, Josh, that it struck right for your birthday.
I know.
It's like literally nothing happened, and then yesterday and today they woke up and they were like, "Hey, Josh, you hate us, but it's your birthday."
Yeah, okay.
So here you go. Smell us. You hate us.
But allergies are going crazy. Hey, Pam is blowing up the Bates Facebook page.
Hey, Pam.
Good morning, Pam. Pam says, I was looking forward to live weather or Austin weather reporting. That would be Austin Waters when he came in. We had a special guest on the show, Austin Waters reporting a couple weeks ago, and
that
you were
happened.
Flooded in.
He's not out there today in the field. Nothing happened, Pam. It's all good. I mean, next time something happens, Austin Waters will be back.
We need to get you like a blazer and everything.
There's no one at Bates Nursery who has more alternate monikers than Austin does. He's got, he's Kev, he's Austin Waters, and maybe a few others that we don't know about.
There are some. And then Pam also said she planted her Oreo seeds yesterday. So we talked about hyacinth bean last week. I bought some. You got some. I have not put mine in the ground. Joyce came out, bought 2 packets.
Yeah.
Sounds like Pam got some. So.
I know. I got myself excited talking about hyacinth bean last week. Like, I love that plant and haven't grown it in a few years. So, yeah, I got a packet of seed, too.
Yeah. I don't know where I'm going to put it, but I've got a pot. Maybe I'll buy a bag of Landscape or Mixed Landscape today and put those seeds in that pot and let it grow up my driftwood trellis that I have.
It seems to be a theme with a lot of gardeners that I've noticed is that you buy before you know where it's going to go.
Yes.
You just get excited about the plant.
I know. It happens all the time. Like, I'm just getting it. I'll find somewhere for it, right? Like, well, find somewhere for a 20-foot vine. Get ready. But
I'm excited.
Everybody should find a spot.
I'm excited. Everybody come out. We still have some seeds and so many other things here.
Yes.
My gosh, this nursery is full.
Oh, we're busting. Yeah, there's a lot to look at. Pretty stuff. New stuff.
I bet you we got some questions.
Oh, we do. Are y'all ready for some?
I feel like we have a lot, don't we? I mean, it's spring. There's a lot of questions.
Yes, we have a lot. So let's go ahead and dive on in. First question, what outdoor plants are easiest to keep alive? Mine would be yucca. You can plant that anywhere.
Yucca's a good one.
Then you can't kill it.
We talked about that. There's a lot of ways to kill a plant, but there's not a ton of ways. Like, there's not a ton of things you have to necessarily do if you do the prep work first and get it done right first. Like, if you do the first steps properly, you're usually setting yourself up for okay down the road.
I like boxwood. Y'all know that. It's a super easy plant. I planted mine. I did the right steps at first, watered it once. I've never had to water them again because I didn't have to. If I were to water them and keep them wet all the time, I would probably see issues. So really, it's based on what you're going to do, versus what you shouldn't do. Sometimes like not doing things is the way to go when it comes to plants. Last week we talked about the go to fiddle leaf figs, Like doing too much to fiddle leaf fig causes issues. Yeah. So plenty of outdoor plants are super easy as long as you know when to back off.
The Liriope, probably
straight up monkey grass. Yeah. How easy is that? Yeah.
But I'm serious. Yucca, like you can plant it anywhere.
Oh, definitely.
It's got a modern look. I know that's popular.
But think about it, Caroline. Think about it. If you plant yucca, though, and you decide that it's like hot and droughty in the summer and you're like, oh, I really need to water that, and you water it all the time, you can kill yucca.
That's true. You can
by doing that. So, like, we got to know when and when not to, I think is the key. But there's plenty of plants that are easy here. We'd let you know if they weren't. I mean, I talked 3 weeks ago about pears. Pears can be a little bit tricky, okay? That's not the easiest one to plant.
That's true.
Yeah, David, a little bit. But rhododendron can be a tricky little plant to plant. Even azaleas can be tricky if you don't get them in the right spot, do the right things. But there's
most
of
your
easy
trees
plants.
are easy. Once you put them in, you're done.
Pretty much. Yeah. I mean, you watch them in the dead of the summer. If we have drought, big trees need a lot of water. So, like, that's something you got to look out for on the first year. But other than that, you're right, Josh. I mean, plenty of trees I've planted have been planted, and then I just watch them. And that's it.
And to your point, Austin, much of the reasonable expectation of success will come as a result of what you either do or fail to do on the front end. And if you are there, you only really have that shot to do the proper soil preparation in advance of planting it. So any notion that you might have that, well, yeah, I'll do it later. Well, you can't do it later. You got to do it while you're planting.
Exactly.
So those special considerations must be allowed for in advance of the planting, whatever it happens to be for that specific plant.
Knockouts.
Knockouts are great.
I mean, they're virtually. I can't kill one.
I just keep cutting. I cut mine back almost to the ground every year, and it comes back up and looks great.
Flowers constantly.
A lot of junipers. My
super easy.
Low growing junipers. I have quite a few. They're easy. Hey, Risha says yucca is how I feel about Bradford pear trees.
Calling yucca out.
Risha,
She's a member of the Bradford Pear Eradication Society, which, by the way, according to artificial intelligence, David Bates, you created.
Well, I don't know about that, but
now, who was the founding? I know you were one of the charter members. Who was the first founder member of the Bradford Pear Eradication Society, David Bates?
You?
Yes, it was me. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Send a community note to Grok.
That AI has picked up on that somehow. I don't know how that happened, but that's the way.
David from Nashville.
Right. Okay. I guess Risha wants to get on your team here and then do the same thing with yucca. She's over it.
Well, I mean, I have talked about it. You can't get rid of it once you plant it. I wouldn't say it's my favorite plant, but to me, it's one of the easiest plants to take full sun, to take neglect. Like, they can grow in the middle of a road. But my mother, shout out Sherry Gant, did just send me a text that says she's killed 2 yucca. So, and that lady can keep anything alive. So it's a matter of, plants, like learning your plants and everything. And then back around to the hyacinth bean question or discussion, Joyce says, instructions on packets say plant in ground 2 weeks after last frost date. Isn't it too early?
Well, in theory, that's what you want to do. But at the same time, a bean will just sit in the ground, honestly, until it's time to wake up. So, like, that's fine. If you planted beans last year, no matter what kind of beans you planted, and you left the seed pods on and they dried and they fell off to the earth, they're going to lay dormant all winter until it's time for them to wake up. So, to keep your seed where you want to keep it, like we talk about that all the time, rain doesn't wash it away, all that. You may wait, but it's totally fine for you to put that in the dirt. It's just going to sit until it's ready to wake up.
It's going to hang out.
Yeah.
And they usually tell you the germination rate on seed packs, too. So, I mean, it's probably going to sit there 2 weeks for sure, wouldn't you think?
Well, beans are pretty quick usually, and a very high germination rate with beans in general. Yeah. So, I mean, but yeah, you're right. It's going to sit for at least probably 2 weeks till the weather really, and nighttime temps get up there, ground temperature warms up. Then you'll see those beans are jumping beans.
Yes, you will. It'll be an exciting time. I can't wait to plant mine. And then Helen on YouTube is saying, I'm going to share Austin's hydrangea boot camp with a fellow gardener. But what advice would you give her if she doesn't know what type of hydrangea it is?
Well, in the video, I got very detailed.
She will know.
You will
after
know.
that.
You have examples, right?
Examples of everyone. I even went Latin on you and told you how to figure them out. So
did. Okay.
I mean, you can show me pictures. I'll certainly be able to help you. Know what you got. But if you watch the video, you are going to know which hydrangea you have. Okay, at least if it's one of the 5 species that we talked about during that video. But I'm sure it's one of them, and we will figure it out. I had fun with that video. That was. I love hydrangeas.
You love talking hydrangeas and roses.
They're starting to wake up.
Your rose boot camp video went on for, I think, over an hour and a half.
That was way too long. Nobody liked that. No,
I think everybody liked it.
No, they
kept
didn't.
going, including Tyler.
No,
he let
that's
it
one of
happen
my-
because he was so engaged.
That was one of my worst videos. I just rambled. Couldn't help it. Sorry.
I think it was great. I watched some of it. If you were watching,
Usually
if you were
less is
listening,
more.
that's true. We have cut them down to about 30, 40 minutes. And you're not sure what we're talking about. Bates Botanical Boot Camp are webinars that we do here from Bates Nursery. And we have a whole archive. I think we have over 90. We're about to hit 100.
We might have 100 now.
We might have 100. You can go to YouTube. You can search Bates Botanical Boot Camp. It will pull that up. You can go to the Bates website, scroll down to the bottom. All that info is there. We have indoor, we have outdoor, we have soil, mulch, compost. I think we have one on canning, maybe, that Terry did a while ago.
Terry did one on canning, yeah.
We got a lot out there.
David's wife Renee did one on orchids.
On orchids.
And that was a good one.
Amaryllis.
It's got a lot of views going on. So there's good information out there.
Yeah. You can learn so much. Gardening Inside Out is brought to you by Earth Mix Garden Products, creating regionally sourced high-quality soil blends and amendments for the sustainable-minded gardener. Fall and winter are great times to plant in the Southeast, and Earth Mix can help you with Landscape Soil Conditioner. Mix Landscape with your native soil to feed all winter long. Added mycorrhizal fungi help your plants get established faster and increase hardiness through the year ahead. Visit earthmix.net for more information and retailers near you. Remember, success begins at the ground level when you use Earth Mix Garden Products.
Caroline Austin, what you got coming up next? What's our next question?
Well, we do have quite a few comments coming in on all of our pages. I did want to shout out Jan, who says yours is the best hydrangea care video I've ever seen, to Austin about Bates Botanical Boot Camp.
Oh, thanks, Jan.
Yeah.
Super nice.
And then Colin is asking about a non-goat related plant, which we're about to go into. Colin says, why are they so bad? And I believe you were talking about Bradford pear.
Well, Colin, I'll give you some reasons, okay? It's going to be quick. We talk about it all the time. But, like, Bradford pear are beautiful in the spring. They're beautiful in the fall. What do, though? They grow very, very upright, okay, as most pears do. They split extremely easy in your yard. A lot of times they will literally just, half of it will fall to the earth.
It's a beautiful thing.
Also reseed badly, okay?
Yes.
They really take over forests, like no joke. Like in any of the white trees you see right now, just randomly in the woods, those are the Bradford pears.
Brentwood.
Oh, the epicenter
Down the road from Bates
377?
Nursery.
Down the road from anywhere, y'all. Like that's the problem.
If you find an open field that looks like like it's planted with wheat and it's all white trees that are about 6 or 8 feet tall, that's bad, folks. That's feral Bradford pear trees out there.
That's exactly what it is. And they don't really do much for our native ecosystem here, okay? It's not one of our natives that really lives in our
choke
woods
out.
naturally.
Yeah, in fact, they shade them out.
Shade out. Other things, they're extremely fast growing. I mean, which like used to be back in the day. I can see where the lure of Bradford pear was back in the day, like why people thought it was such a good one. It's just that it turned out to not be a great one when we see its invasive properties, okay?
Right.
But like I said, it is a bit like right now, you can't argue that it's a pretty tree. But it does smell kind
I
of
could
bad.
argue that it's not a pretty tree.
Oh, Josh, you would.
I would.
It's your birthday. You can say what you wish.
Well, I mean, it is. It's illegal to purchase them in certain states of the United States now. I mean, there are bounties on them. People in, I think it's North Carolina and South Carolina for sure. They will pay you or give you a new native tree if you replace a Bradford pear.
That's a great policy.
Yeah, it's
I love
absolutely
that.
a great. When did you quit selling them, David? That would have been about
I don't think we have sold them in the 21st century.
Right.
I think
way
we
back
stopped.
in the 90s. Yeah.
So, we recognized early on there's a lot of growers who had a vested interest in producing them. It took them a while to come around. Part of the problem was, Austin's talking about how they're bad to split out. There were other cultivars that were developed that were were decidedly less susceptible to that. However, those are the ones who became able to be pollinated by the Bradfords, which has the male part of the flower. So that's when the problem really became exponentially worse.
Yes.
And this terrible seed got cast to the hillsides, and it is. I don't know that we'll ever
get rid of them.
It's back from that. It will take a really concerted effort, and with the number of different issues there are in life today, I don't know how high Bradford pear is on the list, but it's one of those things that people need to be thinking about, is that what we can do to alleviate these things. It is a problem.
Mm-hmm. It is.
Not a fun problem, but you know what is fun?
What is fun?
What's fun?
Stuff that's happening.
What? You mean what's in bloom with Austin?
Hey, it's back.
Tyler gets to sing so much
We're
today.
kind of back. We don't have the button today yet, but that's okay. I told Tyler, I said, just sing it for me. That's
Like I said,
What's in bloom? Okay. We're back now. Okay. This whole week, y'all, things have been blooming. So I was like, you know what? Let's talk about some things that are in bloom. Y'all want to know what's going on out there. So this is what we're seeing. Right on the ground, I know y'all are seeing daffodils. Hey, daffodils are so cheery every spring, and they look really good this time of year. Like, they started early, but they're still going now. Really pretty daffodils. Gotta love those. The first sign of spring. And then the other bulbs that are right there with it, hyacinths. What a pretty little plant. Not a lot of people have hyacinth bulbs, but if you do, you know you love them, because they're a pretty little thing. Hey, bridal wreath spirea is that white shrubby thing that is like spraying, up in the air, and it's blooming white right now. If you're seeing that, that's what it is. It's a type of spirea, which is kind of weird. Okay, forsythia, of course. I don't love forsythia or anything, but boy, is it yellow.
So pretty when it's in bloom, though.
Yeah, I guess.
They're having a good spring so far, too.
They're having a great spring.
It's so yellow everywhere.
Really full, like probably full show this week, like full. Okay, so those obviously forsythia, sign of spring, they're great. Hey, one thing I do like is those spring blooming camellias. What about camellia? We brought one in the studio today because they are fantastic, and those spring ones are really showy. I saw one this morning on the way in, so I wrote it down. It was great.
I think those are where it's at in the camellias, actually, because you really get to enjoy the full duration of the flower time on the spring flowerings, more so, I think, than the fall flowering.
I think you're so right. I bought some fall flowering ones. Mistake, because, they'll be in bloom, and then a frost will happen, and I get nothing for the rest of it. So, real fun. But my camellias look okay. Leafy, but, whatever. Okay.
Cool.
You're a little bit mad at him.
I am mad. Also mad at Bradford pear, but it's blooming. Josh, happy birthday, buddy. Sorry, Bradford pear is blooming. Yep, and then the sand cherries. Those are them old school purple leaf little shrubby cherries. Those things are in full bloom right now. Blooming kind of white, but a little bit blush. They're cute. They were sold crazy back in the day as a cute little small flowering tree. So there you go. If you got those.
Sistina plum.
Yeah. People, same thing. Yeah, it's common names. People call them that, and they're pretty. I mean, hey, they're great. And those old school properties, they are out there. Looking good, okay. And then, we talked about Bradford pear. Let's talk about regular fruiting pears. The fruiting pears are really going nuts right now. If you've got an old one, it's been out there, like, it's gnarly, and you think that thing looks dead. Nope, it's blooming right now. That's what they do. Pear trees. I do like a good pear.
Mine is blooming.
Yep, I do. And then, hey, your star magnolias, your Jane magnolias, people, how pretty are they this year? We brought some in the studio today. Good luck after tonight. I don't know. We got rain. We got wind. We got 32 degrees tonight. What are magnolias going to do?
Drop every one of those blossoms.
I got a feeling.
Yes.
I got a feeling. Let's hope not. Let's hope 32 is not cold enough to take it down. Let's hope there's not enough rain or wind to take them down.
Got one right across the street. It is absolutely gorgeous.
And a cautionary note for people who might want to buy one and take it home, this might be a really good opportunity just to sit it in the garage for a couple of days.
Exactly. Me and Tyler literally talked about this yesterday. We brought these two magnolias in the studio today because we did not want the rain and wind to knock those beautiful blossoms off.
So sad.
Okay, it would. Like David said, if you buy one today, don't plant it today. Let's put it in the shed tonight, okay? But they are in bloom, at least for today.
Yes.
Okay? And then, you know what else? Witch hazel, which is a weird one, but obviously a beautiful plant.
Mine.
Josh, you love yours. I know it. It's a beefy, beautiful little plant. And then a random we've never talked about on this show before, and this is Cornus moss. That is that Latin I was telling you about. But a common name is cornelian cherry. Why is it called that? Not a clue. It's not a cherry. I don't know who Cornelius was. But he looked at it and he was like, this is kind of like a cherry, but no, it's not. It's a dogwood. Y'all, it's a dogwood. It's a different species of dogwood than what you're used to. It blooms yellow.
It's
and
so
it is
pretty.
adorned across the whole shrub. It's kind of a shrubby tree, if you will. But what a beautiful plant. We've never talked about it. Cornus moss, cornelian cherry. Y'all find one because it's cool. And you know what? That's it. I messed it up. I had something going. That's what's in bloom.
You did it.
That's his what's in bloom.
That's his what's in bloom.
That's his what's in bloom.
There you go.
Well,
Okay.
Debbie here on the stream said she's hoping you're still doing the goat too.
Oh, I didn't do the goat this week. I couldn't wrangle
But
a
it
goat
gives you
this
something
week.
to look forward to next
Yeah, it
week.
does. I'm going to keep that going. We're going to keep both going.
He did an
okay?
evil goat. We did an evil goat.
Oh,
There you
that's
go.
true.
We did do an
The
evil goat.
anti-goat.
Oh, I
That's
like anti-goat.
The anti-goat.
That's
Whoa.
great.
Yes. Bradford pear, anti-goat.
But if you want to see that, what were you talking about? That last
What?
one, the yellow flowering Cornelius plant.
Yes,
what is it called?
the dogwood.
The dogwood. Ben Trest, I think, said that there's one at Cheekwood. That's
Yes,
pretty
he did
big.
say
yeah.
that.
So that would be in bloom right now. And I do have one that's in bloom. A
What you
plant
got?
that I planted that you were like, Caroline, why? Ben also got one.
Ugh, what?
White forsythia, which is not
No.
true forsythia, but mine is blooming and it's super cute.
I know, that's a different genus altogether. That's
Yeah.
not forsythia at
No.
all. I got to re-look at what that even is.
It's
but
weird.
Is it pretty or is it just like...
Yeah,
eh?
it's smaller than like your yellow forsythia that you see. Like the bloom itself it's probably about half the size. It's white, but the inside is this light little pink. It's very dainty.
We've actually got some dogwoods showing up in 37167.
Really?
Yeah, few.
I haven't quite seen any. I have seen red buds and I have
was
seen...
just about to say my red buds are
Yes.
like swelling.
They're peaking. They're peaking. And I saw some peaches peaching.
Yeah.
They're peaking peaches. They're
Peeking
starting.
and
They're not
peaching.
quite there yet. They're a little bit different shade of pink than the other ones you're seeing. But next week we'll be talking peaches.
Oh, yeah.
Talk about a goat.
Yeah, but
God, I love peaches.
We
I
might
love
have gotten a
burning peaches.
preview for next week.
Maybe. I don't know.
Maybe not.
right.
Miriam says my neighbor's Edgeworthia is in bloom. Luscious.
Hey, Miriam,
I
thank you
think
for
it's
that. I
raining
forgot
at her
about
house
that.
too. Yeah, she said the deluge started over there too. I know.
No. But hey, Edgeworthia.
Yep.
What a beauty.
What a beauty.
Beautiful plant.
We got a live question in from a very special person, Melissa, who worked with us here at the nursery for a long time.
Melissa.
Miss you.
An author too, by
And
the
an
way.
author, yeah,
Yes.
congrats. I know I've seen your videos of your books getting here.
I think it published this week.
Yes, I believe this week or last week.
Yeah.
So very exciting. Cucumbers in Heaven is the name of that book. But Melissa is asking, why hasn't my bridal wreath spirea ever bloomed? Do I need 2 shrubs?
No, you don't need 2 shrubs, but I don't know why it's never
Too little
bloomed.
light, probably.
Do it. Yeah, I mean, that shade. I had a guest yesterday. Me and Ben were really puzzled by this too. She told us that her forsythia has never bloomed in like 3 years. And I'm like, why does this happen? Why does bridal wreath spirea not bloom sometimes? I mean, I'm assuming Melissa knows plants. She's a cut flower extraordinaire. She probably
back
knows
flowers.
that bridal wreath especially likes full sun, so she probably try to get it in a good amount of sun. I don't know if there's a nutrient deficiency down low. The same thing with the guest yesterday with the forsythia. I said, well, maybe there's a phosphorus deficiency down in the soil. That's rare, but it happens. And if you
And certainly she would know that you don't trim it late in the summer.
typically, yes.
And that's the other mistake that a lot of people make. Now, Melissa would not make that. We know you wouldn't, Melissa, but they set bud on the previous year. So whatever blooms you're going to get in the spring are set in the late summer, early fall. So if you cut them late, you're in trouble. I would suggest if you have those things, even if they're not blooming, if they don't flower, go ahead and cut them back and fertilize them early. Get them done. When the other ones are going out of bloom, just go ahead and do that. And then don't trim it anymore for the remainder of the season. But, Austin, wouldn't you agree that they probably should have a minimum of like 6 hours of sun, should they not? I mean,
That's
they'll
what they-
live in less than that, but you may be where you're getting below the threshold of where they can set bud.
Exactly. And there's a ton of plants like that. Yeah. Can say rose live in shade? Certainly. It certainly can. Is it going to give you the blooms that you want, and is it going to show out as much as it should? No. And there's a lot of things like that. Okay. So what David's saying is totally true. 6+ hours of sun a day would be recommended for that. And by the way, Melissa, how are you? We have not seen you in a while. Come out and see us.
I know. It's about
She's
time for
busy
you to come
publishing
visit.
a book.
That's a good
That
point.
is,
That's a good point. She's
very
busy.
good point. She is very busy. But again, congratulations, Melissa. Melmac Florals is her cut flower business. Give her a follow on Instagram. Find her on Facebook. She makes some really gorgeous arrangements. She grows most of it, if not all of it, herself. So it's a really great small business to support.
I think she's my daughter's neighbor, too.
Oh.
I think in the same neighborhood, I think.
Really?
Pretty sure.
We'll have to get to the bottom of that. But let's get to the bottom of some more questions.
No.
So Kim on Facebook says, I have a large limelight hydrangea. It blooms beautifully, but when pruning it back, I saw several cross branches that were growing into each other. Should I cut one of them out? Both branches are at least an inch or more thick, not new branches.
You can go ahead and do this, y'all. It does not matter how you cut limelight. Caroline, you can tell them on this. You can cut them as much as you want. You can move them. You can punch them in on the sticks. They don't care.
You can punch them on the stick.
Yeah, punch the stick. Doesn't even matter. But I mean, it is good practice to kind of get the dead, dying, or diseased wood. I always talk about that. But also the crossing. Yes, I mean. It just looks more attractive, I think. Now, if you let it be and let those sticks cross, is it still going to live and bloom and be fine? Yes, it is, okay? It's just for me, like during dormancy, when I get to see those sticks and when I really get to play with it, I like to take the ones that are crossing, and I take the ones that, where the cross is, I take the one that looks better than the other one, and I just don't even think about it. You just snip it, throw it, forget about it,
Snip it, throw it, forget about
That's
it.
That's right.
My husband just ran over one of my small ones that I cut back, flattened it out completely, but I'm sure it'll be fine. I mean, it's not going to look great, but I think it's going to come back from the ground.
Of course it is.
Because those things are indestructible.
That's the thing.
You can't, well, we'll see. But he did run right over the middle of it. Wow. Impressive. All right. And James on YouTube is asking, what are your thoughts on coral bark and Chinese French tree?
Love them both.
Both are, I mean, I've got a Chinese French tree on the corner of my home.
You talk about it all the time.
Out of all the trees in the world, that's what I decided to put on the corner. And I love that plant. It's got peely, exfoliating bark, fantastic, cool little leaf shape, and it's got fantastic blooms.
Too, man.
Oh,
Old
man.
School. Yeah.
And it gets beefy quick, y'all. Like, if you want something that moves kind of quick, like it does. And it's not a huge, massive growing tree or anything. But it is a beautiful flowering tree that not a lot of people know about. So if you don't have Chinese French tree, it's about time to get one because I love mine. And then coral bark, I mean, probably our best-selling green leaf maple still to this day.
Yeah.
I mean, people
Tyler
come
has
out.
one.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, tons of people have one. I do a lot of pruning on maples over the wintertime, and it seems to be coral bark is probably number one that I prune more so than any of them, or at least see out there a lot because it's got the beautiful fire engine red bark in the wintertime. Like, both fantastic plants, okay?
Do
can't beat it.
yourself a favor and plant it in front of something dark.
Tell them, Tyler.
Like a dark fence or maybe a shady tree line or something, a juniper, because it will pop. The winter and also that vibrant green will pop against that. Additional support for Gardening Inside Out is brought to you by Bates Nursery and Garden Center, a third-generation nursery located in Nashville, Tennessee, and 20-time recipient for Nashville's Best Garden Center, offering the widest selection of new arrivals for fall, like specimen conifers, Japanese maples, and pansies in nearly every color. Open year-round, minutes from the heart of Nashville in beautiful Whites Creek, Tennessee. Browse their selection online anytime at batesnursery.com. Bates Nursery and Garden Center, beautifying Nashville since 1932.
Sam Boyette says storms are storming over here in Inglewood.
Hey, Sam, saw you yesterday. You bought a cool maple.
Ooh.
A golden full moon. Good for you, Sam.
Oh, that's
I was proud of you yesterday.
One of my on my want list.
He got a
Very
cool one
big
too. We
list.
talked about it. It was one that had like a cool little side stem going out on the side. I'm like, that could be cool as it ages, like later on in life. And that's a slow growing maple, so you got to kind of wait for that one. A little bit pricey too, but Sam went for it, and I'm proud of him.
But well worth it.
Oh, he's got so money. He's so money.
He's got
so money in
He's
maples.
got so money. We're
He said they're
hard
starting
for
to
all
wake
of us
up.
today.
Sam, good to see you, buddy.
Yeah, I did notice last night or yesterday when I got home, my Katsura is starting to crack. I can't wait for those leaves to really open. But let's get back into some more questions. Can I dig up my hellebores and move them now with no regret? I am moving.
They're probably in bloom. I forgot about hellebore. I saw them.
shoulders.
Well, I was thinking like moving and grooving got me moving. I mean, we don't really want to move things when they're blooming. That's kind of like the most stressful time. Plus, that's when they're the prettiest. Like at that point, you're probably gonna mess up a bloom cycle a little bit if you do that. So can you? Yes. I mean, hellebores very, very tough. They certainly are. But why don't we let them bloom and like finish out a little bit? Or we should have already done this. We had all winter time to do this. You know, now they're blooming. It's like, let's enjoy
They're
it.
easy to identify in the
they?
wintertime, too. Mine are having the best spring that they've ever had.
They are
mine look great.
Really,
Mine are
yeah.
just starting to bloom. Mine are always a little bit later than the ones here in Nashville.
Yeah, I saw a property I was at the other day where I saw this cornelian cherry I was telling y'all about, the Cornus moss, the dogwood that's weird. She had a whole stand of hellebore out there, and they were full show. Like, you know, must have been in just a more sunny spot in the spring or whatever. I don't know what, but they were really showing off. So
I love them. I want more.
You know,
They
I
grow
can't
so
stand
slow.
it.
They're a little bit pricey.
I really
but
can't
worth
stand
it.
hellebore ever until it blooms, and I'm like, you know what? This is pretty good when it's like in full.
Yeah, but you
bloom.
hate the downturn blooms.
Yes,
too.
that
You get
annoys
mad at
me.
that.
Mine are
So
perky
picky.
this year. I mean, really perky. And
Get a picture, Josh.
I will.
Highway
Yeah,
to Hellebore.
Josh.
We need to see that.
Oh, yeah.
Our
Let's
viewers
go.
and listeners need to see it.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's get some more questions. We still have some
go.
live ones coming in. We got one from Bill asking, what is the best fertilizer for blue spruce?
Bill.
That's Buffalo Bill Hayes, right?
Oh. He's a friend
Boom.
of the show, right? He's a
Oh,
long-time
Buffalo?
friend of y'all, old
Oh,
Bill. Uh-huh. You know,
I'm
I've...
Buffalo about a job at your house, too, so give me a shout, bud.
So, Bill, let's think about it. First off, if your blue spruce is still blue and looking nice, like, we don't want to, I've really read you don't want to over-fertilize blue spruce all that much because it loses its blue if you do that. Like, it can go more greenish on you. So, don't go with, like, a high first number fertilizer at least, okay? You can keep it healthy with some organics, you know, some evergreen, what do we call it? Hollytone is like evergreen food. You know, you can certainly do that. But let's not go, like, real heavy numbers with that blue spruce, okay? Let's try to keep that thing blue.
And as they mature, the blueness is really on the new growth every year.
For sure.
Yeah. So,
That typically happens
Yeah,
here. Yeah.
yeah.
Some can be perfect. Some
Oh.
can be picture perfect, up and
Oh,
down.
yeah.
And then some will green up on you, some stress on you. Blue spruce is very variable here in the mid-state for sure. So if you're lucky and you have one of those picture perfect ones, good for you.
Good for you.
Because not a lot of people do.
My brother
Buy a
lives up
lottery
in
ticket.
Michigan,
Yeah.
driving up there, seeing all of those.
Oh, every one of them is
It's
picture
amazing.
perfect.
And they're just like in the wild and just like gorgeous and stunning. So
take pictures with them in snow. That's when we need the pictures of, right?
I'll get him to send me some.
Yes.
I'm sure they're going to get more snow up there.
On the oop.
And then Kim is asking on Facebook, do I need to make an appointment to have somebody help me choose plants for my new garden bed?
No, you don't, Kim. You come right out. You know what? You ask for me.
Come out.
Call me
ask
right up.
Austin.
I'll come up. I'll look at your pictures. I'll help you find whatever.
And also bring some pictures of the house and bring some pictures of the bed.
Oh, most
Give
definitely
you
do that.
information.
Yeah, I need to see it. I need to see the bed, the curves, all the good stuff, and that way we can help you find what you want. And that's the cool thing about this place. I don't give you what I like. I let you tell me what you like, and I'll let you know if it'll live there. If it won't live there, I'll let you know. Trust me.
Yeah.
If you're trying to
You
grow
will.
pears in the full sun or rhododendron in the full sun just because you love it, I'm going to be like, no, you
It's
can't
not
do
gonna
that.
work.
I'm
But
not
you
going to
will
let
give
you.
great options.
I'll give you 8 options for every spot. You
8?
tell
I
me
said
what you
great,
like.
but you said 8.
8 and great.
8 and great options. All right, you hear that? You get 8 great options for each spot.
There
Y'all
you go.
come out and
Not promising
try
that.
this out. Colin left a great comment.
What
He's
Colin say?
coming out. Colin says, but he will judge you with his eyes.
Colin!
Ooh, Colin.
No, I won't. Only if I know you, Colin. Look, I'm just being honest. You know, if you have something, I'm just like, do you really think you want that?
He won't judge you, but you will know how he feels about certain plants by the look in his eyes.
He's subtly
There's no
manipulating
way to hide that.
you.
I hate to
What
say
is
that
going
y'all
on.
are right. It's true.
It's not judging you.
Nuh-uh.
It's thinking about his feelings about the plants. But one thing about Austin and about a lot of people who work here at the nursery and help with plants is we are very passionate about plants, whether it's indoor or outdoor, perennial, shrubs, trees, what have you. I mean, you'll hear us talk about what works for us, what doesn't work for us, why we like stuff, why we don't like stuff. It's not judging. It's just like our personal experience with these plants and how that makes us feel.
Exactly. You can talk to Caroline about Black Eyed Susan, and she's like, I love it. It's my favorite thing in the world.
I love that.
And I'll be like, I hate it. Never do it. But
So
you know what?
if you see what you think are judgy eyes from Austin, come find me because chances are I love that plant and I can tell you why
You will
I
definitely
love it.
get opinions around here.
Yeah.
That's absolutely. Oh my goodness gracious.
Josh, happy birthday, buddy.
Yes, happy birthday.
Way to go, man.
And you need to get you some plants today at your birthday. Treat yourself, okay? I'll let you know if I don't like it.
Okay.
We did make it through another birthday cycle, Josh. So congratulations to us both.
Another trip around the sun, as they say. So, but 63 years ago, the old man went to the bowling alley Mom went to the hospital. That's okay. Gotta love the major. I mean, you didn't go to the hospital. You didn't go in a room in those days. I mean, did you?
Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't do it. Hey, folks. Even though it's my birthday, we appreciate you being here because that's the best gift that I can get is when you guys chime in, whether you're on Facebook, you're on YouTube, on Twitch, any of the social media platforms. When you enjoy the show, that makes me very, very happy. Hey, next Saturday morning, we're going to come back and do it again. Come out to the nursery tomorrow at noon and fill up the carts. Get those new carts out there rolling. Get them field tested. Hey, thanks for everybody here at the Gardening Inside Out show. We'll see you right here next Saturday morning.
Thank you for tuning into the Gardening Inside Out podcast. If you're looking for more information or more from your hosts, don't forget that we have a live Saturday morning broadcast, 8 a.m. Central Time on YouTube and Facebook. You can also follow us on our Instagram channel. That's @Gardening Inside Out for more posts, reels, and in-depth dives to topics and things we've discussed on the show. If our content resonates with you, consider giving us a follow, like, and subscription on all of our social media pages. See you next time.